the City of Angels. No angels here anymore, unless you count Angel Mendoza. Target moving south on Harper.
I don't think there's a single generation of video game consoles that has aged less gracefully than this one. The Nintendo 64, the PlayStation, some of these games are rough. And some you can barely play anymore. Early 2D games hold up way better than early 3D games. That is, generally. Thing is, some of these early 3D games are still awesome, despite their many problems. And believe me, this one has all those problems. Also has a shitload of awesome, though. It's Future Cop, L.A.P.D, for the original PlayStation.
This is the L.A.P.D. Put down your... Thank you for your support.
So this game was released back in 1998. It was a time of home run records, Godzilla remakes, and ladies in blue dresses named Monica. All things we would later realize sucked. The same could be said for the jump into 3D gaming. I mean, I guess it was something we had to do, but man, the cameras sucked, the graphics were blurry, the controls were awkward, and all of these things apply to Future Cop. This game should suck. But squishing these little bastards, this doesn't suck! So you're like a combination of Robocop, Optimus Prime, and a mech, which, if you have a heart in your chest cavity, you should be excited about that. Game set in this dystopian, futuristic LA, where evidently criminals have robot jet skis. I mean, I'm sorry, but if that's the cost of all the dystopian cities the 1980s tried to warn us about, I'm down. Let's pollute this bitch and make it happen. So you pick a mission, you get dropped in, and, I mean, basically, you f*** things up. You have a machine gun, a grenade thrower, and a missile launcher. Almost not even fun. It's so unfair. But then you realize you have a machine gun, a grenade thrower, and a missile launcher. So you walk around, you blow things up, you blow people up, you blow buildings up. The only way I can describe it is, this is very Burt Reynolds. Like, if the mech had a mustache, it'd probably f*** your sister. So the campaign has 8 different missions, and they all play out in a similar fashion. The enemies come at you in waves, you take them out. Move to the next area. Sometimes you have to flip a switch or shut down a security barrier. Standard stuff. There's really nothing in this game you haven't seen before. It's just that for 1998, it does them pretty well. And honestly, it's just a lot of fun to play. Whether you're gunning down little humans who explode with this adorable little blood splatter, or blowing up massive machines, it's almost impossible not to have fun with this. Of course, I did say almost. That's because 1998 game design does its best to get in the way. That means you can expect some pretty stiff controls, first and foremost. Moving your mech feels a lot like moving a mech, but not in the right way, you know? Like it's too slow and too stiff. Especially when you have to jump and walk across these thin ledges. It can be frustrating sometimes. Oh, and speaking of frustrating, yeah, there's no checkpoints. So if you die, sorry, get your ass back to the beginning of the level, which, by the way, the levels are huge and repetitive. So, I mean, that part of the future sucks. But I'll tell you what, though, it has multiplayer, a few different gameplay modes, and it doesn't look as bad as it probably should. There's some decent lighting effects. I mean, look, it's still way too dark, and it could use more colors than just gray and more gray. But hey, that's 1998 being 1998. And still, it's not as blurry and hideous as other games from its era. And the sound isn't as bad as you might think either.
The ship is auguring in. Watch it. Good work. Keep moving towards the observatory.
Anyway, this game was sent to us by Kyle from Ann Arbor, Michigan. So big thanks to Kyle. I've had a lot of fun with this one over the last few days. And especially for me, it's great to see another game from this era that's actually somewhat bearable today. And it may not have the polish or smoothness or tightness we expect from 3D games now, but it does have a machine gun, a grenade thrower, and a missile launcher. And that's pretty Burt Reynolds. It's Future Cop, L.A.P.D, for the original PlayStation.
Secondary plasma gauge is down. 2 plasma generators are down. 1 more to go.